On Sale demonstration and question and answer webinar. I'm Jason Beck. I'm one of the founders of Etsy on Sale, and we're coming to you live today from Chicago, our hometown, where it's a cold and snowy day out there for us today, one of our first of the year. So what a great day to be inside in front of the computer for an hour. We put this webinar together because, we deal with a lot of our users via email all the time, but we wanted to get a chance to get out and really get in front of some of our users and interact with you and answer some of your questions and hopefully give you some information that's useful in terms of how you can use Etsy on Sale and how you can best prepare for the holiday season that's upcoming. Our webinar today will cover a variety of topics. So first off, we're going to give you a brief overview about what Etsy on Sale is, what tools we have for you, how you might be able to use us, why we started Etsy on Sale. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of using Etsy on Sale, why that would be useful. And then we're going to give you some step-by-step demonstrations of how to use our tools. And we're going to finish with some the holiday best practices, some suggestions we've put together and pulled together from some great resources about how you can best prepare for the holidays and best take advantage of the holiday season for sales in your Etsy shop. A couple of things I will point out first is that we're going to be taking your questions throughout the webinar today. So if you have questions, please chat them through for us in the chat window on the lower left side of your screen. And we'll get to those answers as we go throughout the webinar today, and then we'll have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar where we'll be able to answer some of your specific questions. And I also want to point out that I'll be joined in the webinar today by my lovely wife, Mitsu.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
And our third co-founder, and that's Cameron Henneke, and he's our software engineer. Didn't quite make it on screen there, but that's okay. So what is Etsy on Sale? Etsy on Sale is a suite of tools that were we created to really help you run your Etsy shop more efficiently, be able to save time and automate some tasks. Mitsu created an Etsy shop in 2008 to sell her handmade knitted and crocheted items. And so we've been longtime Etsy shop owners, and in the early days of us using Etsy, there were a number of tasks and things that we did that we felt like we were doing over and over again that we thought it would be great if we could automate. And then after a couple of years of running an Etsy shop, Etsy themselves released a new version of their API, and that doesn't need to mean anything to you. That's technobabble for basically the interface that third-party applications can have with Etsy's website to be able to make changes and connect with your shop. Something we need to worry about, but nothing you need to know about. But they were releasing a new API, and they were running a contest for the web developers to create new, exciting applications to really fill the need of Etsy shop owners. And so they also did a survey of Etsy shop owners about what are the things that they would like to be able to do in your shop that you couldn't currently do and that Etsy wasn't developing for. And by far the number one thing that people said was that they wanted to be able to run a sale in their Etsy shop. And so we had that same desire, and as luck would have it, about that time, Mitsu was in the Renegade Craft Fair here in Chicago. And look at us, there we are at the Renegade 2010. That's Cameron on the left and Mitsu, and my mom was in town for the weekend, and then me. So as anybody who's done a craft show knows, many of you I'm sure do, you're kind of, stuck in your booth for a couple of days. And so we had a lot of time to brainstorm. So we started kind of brainstorming what would that sale tool look like. And, further luck would have it that Cameron is a software engineer. So we started kind of putting that together and thinking about what that app would look like. And then the weeks after that, we built the original Etsy on Sale, which was just the sales manager, and launched it. And lo and behold, we eventually submitted it to Etsy in the contest and won the Etsy API contest as the best seller app for that year. So we were excited about that, but more excited we were about being able to really fill this need of being able to provide Etsy shop owners a chance to run their shops faster and more efficiently. But the point we really want to make is that we're Etsy shop owners ourselves, and so we built Etsy on Sale because of Etsy shop owner demand, something they wanted to do. And we've continued to add features and update our features throughout the 4 years that we've been doing Etsy on Sale, really based on user feedback and suggestions and user demand. So we love feedback from our users. So if you're a user and you have suggestions and things you'd like us to know about, we always ask you to email them to us. And we do listen to those, and we take those into account as we plan for and build in future updates. So let's talk about what is Etsy on Sale. So as I said, Etsy on Sale is a suite of tools. It's 3 tools. The first one is our Sales Event Manager. What does that do? The Sales Event Manager does exactly that. It manages sales for you. You can set up sales to run a certain discount or amount off. You can set up the date that you want it to start and stop, and Etsy on Sale will automate that process for you. It will apply the sale, change your listings, and take the sale back off when the sale ends and restore your listings back to normal. It also makes it very clear by being able to put the actual original price and the sale price right on your Etsy listings. And Etsy on Sale is the one application out there that does that. Our second tool is the tag tool. We'll talk a little bit more about what tags are and why they're important a little bit later. But the tag tool is a way to quickly remove those tags within your Etsy listings. And then auto renew, and that is a tool that allows you to schedule renewals of your items at various ways and various types of items within your shop to both keep your items new and not expiring, and also to elevate their relevancy in Etsy search results. We'll talk a little bit more later too, but that's very important in order for people to find your listings on Etsy. So what are the benefits of using Etsy on Sale? Well, we've said it already once, and I'll say it again. It's going to save you time. Number one thing, changing listings, listing by listing or individually to run a sale, to lower your prices, to change your tags. It takes a lot of time, and you're better off using that time to make your product or shop for other vintage items that you're looking for to add to your shop. So we want to put your time back in your hands to be able to make your products. So it's going to save you time on those tasks. It's also going to make, as I said, the sale, if you run a sales event, it's going to make the sale very clear to your customers, both through putting the original price on your listing, but also through your personalized Etsy on Sale pages, which we'll talk about when we get to that that tool a little bit later as well. It's going to keep your shop current, not just by auto-renewing to keep your items from expiring, but also keep you current in terms of current promotions, teams that you're joining. You can use the tag tool to keep your tags current so that you are constantly updating your shop to meet your current promotions or your current involvement. And finally, and probably most importantly, it's going to drive new traffic to your shop through collective marketing. So basically, as other people use Etsy on Sale and promote their shop and promote their sales, and you're running a sale as well, you're going to get promotion off of each other shop promoting their sale. So you promote it to your customers, that your customers come to our site and they learn about other sales that are happening. And so that collective marketing will expose you to a new customer base and customers who are just coming in through our site, which is a different portal, just another different way for shoppers and customers to find your items on Etsy. Last year, in fact, during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday, Christmas, New Year's events, we had more than 750,000 people click on items through our site, and then a little over 500,000 people bought those items on Etsy. So that's quite a new path of traffic and new customers that will be available to you through customers shopping on our site and coming to your shop. Etsy on Sale is a pay tool, so we do charge, but we charge through a credit system to make it a little bit easier to use and to keep that the use of the tools under your control. So credits can be used, they're purchased in advance and they're applied to each tool for a certain amount. So a sale is 4 credits, a sales event is 4 credits, a tag tool is 1 credit, and so on. And they can be used for any tool. So you have you buy a package of credits and then you can apply them as you use them so that you don't have to use credits on things that you're not going to use. They also don't expire. So let's say that you're someone who only runs 1 sale a year, every Black Friday. You can buy some credits to use for this Black Friday, and then you can come back in 2015 and they'll still be there waiting for you. They never expire. Also, credits can be used across multiple Etsy shops in a single Etsy on Sale account. So let's say you have 3 or 4 shops. You can link all of those to one Etsy on Sale account, and then you can use your credits across all of those shops as you see fit. So it really does, the credit system really does put the use of those credits in your control. We do a variety of credit packs from 10 credits all the way up to 100 credits. And so again, you can purchase only the credits that you think you're going to need. And so if you're a light user, maybe you only need 10 credits at a time. If you're a heavy user, then maybe you want to go ahead and get the 100. Because also the more credits you buy, the cheaper they are per credit. So the best value, of course, is going to be that 100 credit package. More importantly, if you're new to Etsy on Sale, you've never used us, we want to give you a chance to use that for free before you have to purchase anything. So every new user gets 5 free credits to start. You can use that to run a sale and also do a tag change. So you get a chance to try out a couple different tools. You can also, once you've started using credits, you can also earn additional free credits through referring friends, other shop owners you know who might benefit from using Etsy on Sale. It's as easy as logging in at the top of the page on any Etsy on Sale page. Once you've logged in, you'll see a link for Get Free Credits. That will give you an easy tool to give a promo code to people who you think might want to use Etsy on Sale. They log in, they use that promo code, they get additional 5 free credits for a total of 10, and you'll get 5 additional free credits for every referrer who logs in and links their Etsy shop. And as a special bonus, for those of you who are out there watching our webinar today live, if you're on the live webinar logged in right now, you're going to get a free 5 bonus credit package attached to your sale, to your Etsy on Sale account by tomorrow evening. So just as Oprah's saying right here, you get free credits. Everybody gets free credits. So that's a thank you also for joining us here on your Sunday afternoon. So now we've talked a little bit about what Etsy on Sale is and what it costs. Let's go right into some demos of how you can use our tools. So we're going to start with a demo of the Sales Event Manager. And this is probably one of our most popular tools and is very useful certainly during the holiday season. As you can set up, again, for the Sales Event Manager, you're going to be able to set up scheduled sales. So you can set your sales up in advance. This also means you can get back to enjoying the holidays instead of worrying about running a sale in your Etsy shop. You can set up all your sales in advance. In fact, you can set up your Black Friday sale, followed by your Cyber Monday, followed by your Christmas sale, or whatever that may be. And Etsy on Sale is going to let you schedule all that in advance, and then it will apply those sales and then end them and restore your shops in an automated fashion. So once you're on our Etsy on Sale homepage here, you're going to get to the tools by going to Seller Tools up here on the top right. You're going to log in with your Google account. If you don't already have a Google account, you can also go here and you can set one up if you don't have one already. We use Google account login. So if you already have a Google account for YouTube or for Gmail or whatever that may be, you can log in right with that account. If you don't have one, you can set one up with any email address. You don't have to have a Gmail address to use a Google account. But once you sign in, then you'll be taken into the Etsy on Sale dashboard. You see that we've already linked up Mitsu's shop, which is Brown Sparrow's Nest, and we're going to be demoing on her shop live on Etsy today. So this is her shop right here. And you can see she does some really great knitting and some crocheted items here, if you're still looking for gifts for the holidays. And we're gonna be demoing on her shop live. If you haven't logged in before, it's the first time, you'll be taken through a process to authorize access of your shop from Etsy. You'll see that will look like something like this. It'll say authorize access to your Etsy shop, as you see here. This is covered in step-by-step instructions on our help page on how to authorize your access to your shop, and it takes you through that. It's also covered in our demo video, which is available on our website as well. So I'm not going to spend time talking about that today because there's some additional resources for that. We're going to get right to demoing the sales tool. So once you are in your demo, you're going to click on the shop you want to set up a sale for. Mitsu has one shop, so that's pretty easy. But if you had multiple shops, you're going to click on the shop that you want to start on a sale on that day. I'm going to click on her banner. We're going to be taken to the selection of tools, and I'm going to click on sales events because that's the first one we're going to talk about. And you can see here that it's blank, so there's no sales currently active. So I'm going to set one up. I'm going to come over here to start new sales event. And then I'm going to see a few fields here that I'm going to need to complete to set this up. We've tried to keep this as easy as possible. So again, it's not as time-consuming, not very time-consuming to get a sale going. Just a few choices and then a few clicks, and you're all ready to go. So the first field here is the name of your sale, and that is a name that is for your purposes only. So it's just so you keep track of what sales you have going on. So I'm going to call this my pre-holiday sale. This is just, again, for my reference. No one can see this isn't public. Then, once I've set a name up for my sale, I'm going to choose what listings I want to put on sale. And we have a variety of different options. So the first one would be for my entire shop. I want to put all of my listings on sale for 10% off, or whatever that may be. But maybe I don't want to do my entire shop, and maybe I want to do only a few of my sections. So I can click only these sections, and then I'll be able to choose the sections of my shop from the drop-down. So maybe, for instance, I want to do my scarves and my neck warmers and cows. And so I can just choose those sections, and this sale will only go on those sections. It's also a way to be able to run different discounts on different products in your shop. So maybe I want to do 10% off on my scarves and neck warmers, but then I want to come back and do a different sale to do 50% off my arm warmers or something along those lines. Today, another option is that you could click more options. You can also do individual listings that you want to add. You can do up to 25, as you'll see in the reminder over here. And you can add individual listings by simply doing a keyword search. So maybe I want to add a hat. Or you can do an actual listing ID from your shop. If you know those, you can drop that listing ID right in here, and it will bring that up in the drop-down, and you can add that here. I like to use the keyword search, and I can add in a couple of hats that way. For my pre-holiday sale, I'm going to go ahead and choose my entire hat section. And then I'm going to add in a couple of additional individual listings. So I want to get one of my scarves in here that I know I have that I would like to try to move, my purple and sky blue chunky scarf. And also one of the cows that I know I would like to also get out there. So I want to do this warm cow and butterscotch and taupe warm cow. Great, so I have my hats and I have these two additional listings. Let's say that I have a couple listings that I never want to go on sale. So for instance, I think of like gift certificates. A lot of times people have a listing or two in their shop for gift certificates. You can do the same thing by excluding listings. I could do a search in here by keyword or by listing ID, and any listings I would click here and choose would be excluded from the sale. So say I wanted to exclude my gift sets, I could do the same thing. I want to go ahead and leave that there, so I'm not going to include anything in my excluded listings today. Once I have my listing selected, I'm going to go ahead and choose my starting date and time. One thing to note is that we use 12 a.m. midnight as the start of day. This can be a little confusing, but let's say that I want to start a sale tomorrow, Monday, the 17th. I want to start at midnight on Monday. I need to choose Monday and 12 a.m. start of day. That will be the start of day, Sunday into Monday at midnight. I should also point out too that this time is based on a time zone setting that's within Etsy on Sale. So you can go into settings and you can change the time zone to your local time zone if you would like to do that. It defaults to Central Time because, hey, that's where we're at. But you can change that to Eastern Time or the time in European Time or whatever that may be, wherever you're locally at. I'm going to set this sale up to run for 1 week. So I'm going to have it end at midnight, Sunday the 23rd into Monday the 24th at midnight. And so it's going to run for 1 week. Next thing I'm going to choose is the type of discount I want to offer. We have two types. You can choose a percentage, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off, or you could choose an amount. So I could choose $1 off, $5 off, or whatever that may be. For this sale, I'm going to choose a percentage, and I'm going to do a 20% off sale on these items. And my next choice is going to be for my sale prefix. And a sale prefix is a short phrase or a word that you will add to your listings, and it can be either placed in the title or the description. And that's a way to indicate that that item is on sale. So for instance, for this sale, I'm going to do pre-holiday sale 20% off. But let's say I didn't want to do that at all. I wanted no change to my title or no change to my descriptions. I can also leave this field blank and nothing will be added. If you choose to add it to your title, it will become the first, it will be added to the front of your title. If you choose to add it to your description, it will be added as the first line of your item's description. The next choice is going to be the auto add option. Auto add, if it's checked, means that Etsy on Sale is going to search your selected sections for your sale twice a day. And if it finds new items that have been added, it's going to add those to your sale. It's going to add the markdown and make them on sale as well. So if I know that I'm going to add a couple of additional hats this week and I want them to be on sale, I can click auto add and then I don't have to think about it. I just load those into my Etsy shop and then EOS will find them and add them to the sale later. If I don't want that to happen, I can always click this off and I will have the option later on in the sales event dashboard to refresh a sale at any time as well, which I can add sale items manually. So it doesn't matter if you don't check this, you can still add items later, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it checked because I want all my new items to be added. And the final piece, and this is again probably one of the most exciting ones, is that you can choose to have the regular prices shown on your listings in your Etsy shop. And when we do that, we add the regular price as a banner across the first photo of your listings. So if you did not want that added to your photos, if you did not want your photos altered during the sale, you can click this off. If you do, we will restore those photos back the way they were when the sale ends. So this is a great way to be very clear to your customers about the discount that you're providing. So I'm going to leave that checked because I want my regular prices shown on this sale. Once I have all of my settings the way I like them, I'm going to go ahead and click Schedule Sales Event. And I'll get taken to a confirmation page. And one thing to know is that I'm not done yet. So I still have to read through this confirmation and confirm. Otherwise, the sale is not fully scheduled. I look through these. I double check to make sure all the settings are the way I want them. And then I have a few reminders down here that I need to read through and click that I agree to before I start the sale. And the most important one is right here, and it's about edited listings. When Etsy on Sale starts a sale on your listings, it's going to catalog the information about your listings into our database and then use that information to restore your listings at the end of your sale. So if you make changes to listings that are on sale during the sale, those changes will get overwritten at the end of the sale process. So we want to be very clear about, hey, you should not make changes to your listings during a sales event because those changes will be removed and lost when your sale is over. So make sure that you are familiar with that. And if you need to make a change to listings that are on sale, we strongly suggest first ending your sale or waiting for your sale to be over before making those changes. Once I've read through all these helpful reminders, I'm going to go ahead and click I have read and agreed to the terms above, and then I'll click Confirm. And I'll be told that my sale has been scheduled. Now, if I go back then to my sale dashboard, I will see my pre-holiday sale is all scheduled here and ready to go on my hats and some additional listings. And it's scheduled, meaning it's ready to go and it's going to start at this scheduled start time. Looking at this now, I'm thinking, you know, actually, maybe I don't want to do 20%, so maybe I want to do 15%. Sales events can be edited at any time up to the point at which they begin. So now in between midnight tonight, I could make any change I want to this by simply clicking the sales title here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I want to make a change to this 20%. So I'm going to edit the sale. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make this change to 15%. One thing I need to remember is also change my sale prefix if I have included that amount, which I'm going to do here. I make a change the way I want it. I click Save Changes. I'm going to be asked to confirm my settings again and then confirm. And then you'll see that my settings have now been changed to 15%. So my sale is ready to go. At this point, let's say that I don't want to be patient about this anymore. I want to get this sale up and going so my customers can start buying some of my product. So I can also at any time come in and start my sale manually by hovering my mouse pointer over the selected sale and then clicking the green start button. You'll see a little bit later, once the sale is started, this will change to a black stop button because you also have the option to stop a sale while it's in progress you can stop it early at any time. I also have the option, if I wanted to get rid of it completely, to delete the sale by clicking the red X. But I'm going to go ahead and start this sale, and so you can see what happens. So I click start, and it's going to ask me to confirm. Yep, I do. And now you'll see that the sale has started, and the status is starting sale. I'm going to jump back over to my Etsy shop here and look at my hats, because that's what my sale is running on. And we're going to watch this Etsy on sale literally make the changes right in front of us. So I give it a few moments, and I should point out that when a sale starts, you will get an email that says your sale is starting to process, and then you get another email when the sale has been fully processed and is fully active. And that's important because depending on how many listings you have in your Etsy shop, it can take anywhere from a couple of minutes to an hour to refresh and see that we now see that all of our listings have been changed for this sale. So you see that the sale prefix, pre-holiday sale 15% off, is now prominently displayed in the title of the listing, and all the prices have been changed. So I want to see what this looks like on an actual listing. I click on the listing, and you'll see here that because I chose to have the regular price displayed, it's right here now added as a banner on the first photo. So it's very clear to my customers that this was a $28 hat, but now it's being in a pre-holiday sale for $23.80. So very clear to your customers what kind of a deal they're getting. So let's go back and we'll refresh our Etsy on sale dashboard, and you'll see that the status has now changed to active. And I've got the opportunity now to stop that sale. As I said earlier, you now have a stop sale button. Again, once the sale has gone active, I can no longer edit the sale percentage or the prefix. So you want to make sure those are all set up the way you want them in advance. However, I will have the opportunity to change the end date and time of a sale. So let's say that now I have this pre-holiday sale set up, but I want having great success. I'm selling a lot of items, and I want to continue the sale all the way up to my Black Friday sale, which I'm going to set up to start on Black Friday. I can come here and I can click the end date of the sale, and I'll be given the opportunity to make a change to set a new end date. So I'm going to set up my Black Friday sale eventually to start on midnight into Black Friday from Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go ahead and set this a new end date to end at on Thanksgiving on Thursday the 27th at 11 p.m. And we suggest strongly that you, when setting up sales that are going to run back to back, that you allow this 1 hour change between the sale ending and a new sale starting. And that's, again, because it can take up to about an hour for all your listings to be changed, either on sale or to be restored. So that 1 hour allows for everything to be handled properly. So I go ahead and click extend sale. It's going to cost me 4 additional credits to extend this sale. And the sales can be set up for 4 weeks initially, and then they can be extended in 4-week increments at 4 credits an extension. So my sale's been extended. I'm done. I'm going to go back, and you'll notice that now my new end date and time shows up on my dashboard, and that's when my sale will now end. So now that my sale is active, we're going to go ahead and stop this sale so we can see how EOS is going to quickly and easily restore all my listings back to normal. So I'm going to click on my stop sale button. It's going to make sure that's what I want to do. Actually, before I don't want to do that yet, actually, now I realize. One thing I want to show you before we stop this sale is that another benefit to Etsy on Sale is that you do also get a personalized shop website to use to promote your sale. So you can see the listing, the URL and the web address for that is always going to be at the bottom of your dashboard here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and show you what that looks like. So this is my personalized EOS sale page. And so it shows all the listings I chose to be on sale. It shows them very clearly with the discount in the original price in red and the discount next to it. And this can be used, you can copy and paste this URL to use on Facebook, or you can tweet it out on Twitter. You can use it on your own blogs or your newsletters. It's a great way to really highlight your sale and to present it really easily and clearly to your customers. As they click on listings from this page, they'll be taken directly to your Etsy shop to make that purchase. So it's another great way to sort of just a curated access point for your sale. Now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go back and stop this sale. So I'm going to go ahead and click the stop button. Now I do want to stop it. And you'll see that my status changes to ending sale now over here. And as we go back to my Etsy shop, we're going to give it a second to work. And then I'll refresh this listing. And you'll see how EOS is going to restore your listing automatically. I'm going to go ahead and refresh, and you'll see that my photo has been changed back the way it was, and my title and my price. So everything's been restored exactly the way it was before the sale. So that's the sales event tool, and it's pretty powerful, has a lot of options for you, and is a great way to run sales, automate the process without taking a lot of work on your part. And you come back here and you'll notice on the dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this, and you'll see that now I have no more active sales. So let's pop back now and talk about our second tool, which is the tag tool. Let's talk first a little bit about what Etsy tags are, because sometimes there's a little bit of confusion about tags on Etsy and terminology. Tags are the 13 additional attributes that you can give an item in your Etsy shop when you're setting the item up. So we're going to pop back over here to Mitsu's Etsy shop, and we're going to look at the tags on this item. And so after your sections and your categories and the type of item that it is, you have up to 13 additional attributes you can give. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's who this might be for, maybe it's promotional tags that you're going to use, or your team tags if you're part of a team. And tags are extremely important, and you shouldn't forget about them, because when we talk about Etsy search results, if someone comes onto Etsy and searches for a scarf or searches for jewelry, and the more specific they get in that search, it's going to be matched up to these tags. So tags and titles are the most important components of getting good search results on Etsy. So the more specific and better you set up your tags, the better results you're going to have with people searching for your items. So if someone comes in and searches, for instance, that they want a pink hat, I have hat in my title, and I want to make sure that I have pink and hat in my tags, because that's going to get them the best chance to get found in those search results. So tags are important. You don't want to forget about them. The other thing that we suggest too is there's 13 of them. We suggest leaving 1 or 2 at the end of your tags that you can use and change out with promotions or with teams you may be joining. And the tag tool that we offer then make those changes. So let's pop back over to the tag tool. The tag tool is relatively straightforward. There's 2 options. You can either add a tag or remove a tag. Pretty easy. Can't get much easier than that. So let's go ahead and go into remove tag. And you saw on my listing I was looking at that I currently have a pre-holiday sale tag on our listings. I want to get rid of that because I want to change that out with a Black Friday sale tag, for instance, let's say. So I'm going to go ahead and type in here pre-holiday sale, and I'm going to choose remove, and I want from all my listings. One thing to point out about tags is that tags are a one-to-one match. So I want to make sure that I type the tag with exactly the same characters and number of spaces, otherwise it will not be found in the removal process. So now that I've said I'm going to remove this tag, I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. And you'll notice the Etsy on sale is going to go off and running on changing those tags. I'm going to pop back over to my shop and look at my listing. You'll see that I have my pre-holiday sale tag here. And I'm going to give Etsy on sale a couple of moments here to work, and then I'm going to refresh. Again, it can take a few moments to a few minutes to get all your tags, depending on how many listings you have in your shop. Refresh again, and you'll see that that tag has now been removed. So save me a lot of time from having to do that one by one. The other option, of course, with the tag tool is to be able to add tags in. My previous tag is still processing, so I can only do one tag at a time. We'll give it a moment here. All right, great. So we're ready to do another tag. This time I'm going to add a tag, and this is, again, why we suggest maybe leaving 1 or 2 tags open, because when I add a tag, I have an option, if an item already has the maximum amount of 13 tags, I can choose to replace the last tag with a new one, or I can skip those items that have full tags. So for instance, I could have not removed the pre-holiday sale and just chosen to replace that pre-holiday sale if I knew that was the last tag on all of my listings. So I'm going to add my new tag in to all my listings, which is my Black Friday sale. And again, because people are going to be searching for Black Friday sale on Etsy during Black Friday, I want to make sure that I have that on my tag so that I can get returned in those search results. I'm ready to go. I'm going to click apply. Again, it's going to go off and running, changing those tags. And this, again, is good for those of you joining teams. Often teams have team tags that they like to tag so that all the items can be found by one team, or we can change tags out periodically for different promotions, or for shopping guides. We'll get to that a little bit later about some good holiday shopping guides and how tags can be a good part of that. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my item here, and you'll see that Black Friday sale has been now added to my listing. So that was so easy. Saved me so much time. So that's the benefits of the tag tool, and again, pretty straightforward. Our final tool is the auto renew tool, and we're going to go into a discussion about that here now. The auto renew tool, as we said earlier, is an opportunity to be able to renew items on a schedule. And you could use this a number of different ways. One would be to keep items from expiring. And more importantly, and getting back to Etsy search results, a couple of things affect Etsy search results. One would be, again, those titles and tags being very clear. But another one is how new the item is on Etsy. So the newer an item is, the more relevant is going to be the search results on Etsy. So this would be a reason why you might want to renew items well in advance of when they're going to expire. And so to do that, we have a number of different options. You can renew random items if you want to keep different items from your shop churning through Etsy search results. You can renew your oldest item. This would be a way, if I renewed my oldest item every day, then this would keep all of my items from ever expiring, keep my shop current. I can review my shop's least viewed item. Maybe I want to get my least viewed items out there more and get some more views on them. Maybe I have a gateway item. It's an item that I know everyone loves and always brings new people to my shop. So maybe it's my most used item. So I want to get that out there a lot in Etsy search results so that I can get a lot of people into my shop because of that very popular item. Or I could do specific items. Same thing here. I can do it by either keyword search or by a specific Etsy listing ID number. For this renewal, I'm going to set up my shop's least viewed item, and I'm going to renew it on a schedule of every 20 minutes, starting today at 4:50 p.m., which is in 1 minute, and I'm going to do it 2 times, and it's going to cost me 40 cents because it's 20 cents per renewal. I'm going to schedule that. And you'll see that now I see my scheduled renewals are happening every day or every 20 minutes, starting in 1 minute. And let's say that I get here though, and I see that I set this up and I actually don't want it to renew multiple times. I can go ahead and exit out and delete renewals that haven't happened yet. And then one thing to know is that over here, once I set my scheduled renewals, I can also see the ones that have been completed. So I click on here, I will see items that have been renewed earlier, and we're also going to give you some stats. So once an item renews, 24 hours after that renewal, we're going to poll your shop and see what views that item gained in 24 hours, and if anybody favorited that item on Etsy in the meantime. So this gives you an idea of also what kind of impact renewing the item has had. And you might find that certain items have bigger impacts, so you might want to renew those items more frequently. Another thing too, that when I do my scheduled renewals, let's say that I don't want any of these renewals to happen, I can click delete all and get rid of all renewals that have been scheduled. So let's say if I make a mistake or I change my mind, once I see my results, I change my mind and want to change what items are being renewed, I can click delete all and get rid of all of them at once. So again, this is a very powerful tool for many reasons, but it's a very helpful tool in terms of keeping your shop current and also keeping you current in Etsy search results. One thing to know about the Auto Renew tool is that it is a subscription-based tool, so I get 1 month for 5 credits. That's an unlimited number of items, though. I can set up as many renewals as I want to in 1 month, and I can do it in several month increments at a time for 5 credits each. And once I set that up, I can set up as many new renewals as I want to in that time frame. So that's been a brief demo of all of our tools, and I hope that's helpful and sort of step-by-step. Again, I'll point out, too, that we do have step-by-step instructions for all of these tools on our help pages right here. So you can pop over at any point and see some step-by-step instructions on how to use our tools. We're going to now talk about some exciting holiday tips for making the most out of the holidays. And so I'm going to bring in my lovely wife, Mitsu, to help me out on this. And so there are lots of suggestions out there. Certainly, Etsy has lots of great suggestions on how to gear up for the holidays. And so we've put together a list of 11 suggestions, some that we've pulled from other sources and some that were our own, on how you can certainly use Etsy on sale to make your holiday sales happen better, but also just some general good practices in terms of how to to manage the holidays and get as many people into your shop as possible. So we've put together a list of 11. We're going to start with some pre-holiday sales. So as you saw me set up already in our demo, a pre-holiday sale is great. As we know, major retailers are starting their holiday season earlier and earlier every year. And this can be good because it can sort of get you some momentum heading into the holidays. Let's say that you have a lot of items that you maybe are clearance-based items you want to get rid of. You can set up a pre-holiday sale to kind of get some of those items moving, get some new customers in, and then you can continue to communicate with them about your actual holiday sales that are coming up, your big Black Friday sale or Cyber Monday sale. So it's a good way to sort of get things going and to maybe bring in some new customers right before the busy holiday season.
Second thing is gift sets. I am a big fan of gift sets, especially for the holidays. It's just a way to think about repackaging the items in your shop for the holidays. So, like, for example, like whenever we're shopping for Christmas for like my mother-in-law, like I always get her a gift set. So I'm thinking, like, if I'm getting jewelry, I'm going to do earrings, like, and a necklace, because it's like all wrapped in one. So it's like less shopping that I have to do. It's like one and done. So that just think about items in your shop that might go well together as a set. So it's just another way to offer people something extra in your shop for the holidays.
So you can see here in Mitsu's shop, we put together a gift set of some arm warmers and a neck warmer. That was just another way for someone to make a purchase, and we give them a small little discount by buying those items together. Our next thing is about daily deals, and this can be good because it also means it can give you more opportunities to talk to your customers. So let's say that instead of doing one weekend-long Black Friday sale, maybe I do a sale on Friday that is just my hats. I do a sale on Saturday that's just my scarves, and on Sunday I do a sale on just my cows. This is great because it means that customers are going to need to come back to your shop more frequently, and it also gives you reasons to reach out to your customers. So you get a chance to post on social media, hey, I have a new sale today, or you can send out an email newsletter every day of that to kind of get as many hits as possible on your potential customers.
Yeah, it's sort of like a play on like 12 Days of Christmas. So it's just another way to like keep people engaged and coming back. Freebies. So a lot of people have asked me about freebies, and I am a big fan of those. Those are freebies. I'm talking about like free sample maybe with your purchase, or like a free trinket maybe that you include as something extra in your packaging when somebody buys an item in your shop. I think it's great as a way to sort of hook in those new customers that are coming to your shop for the holidays, and maybe also just to treat some of your loyal returning customers with something a little extra for themselves. So I always think that's a really great idea. It personalizes the packaging and your shop and makes you, memorable to the customer.
Next, we have collaborations, and this is great, particularly if you're on Teams perhaps already, or if maybe you are on the craft fair circuit and you meet some other great handmade artisans out there that you like their products, particularly maybe if they have products that are different than your own, so it's not a direct competitor, let's say. But you can collaborate with some other Etsy shop owners and say, hey, I'm going to promote your sale during Black Friday if you'll promote mine. Or maybe you'll do some cross-marketing to your existing email lists or to on your social media pages, and they'll do the same thing in return. Or maybe it's even a great way to take advantage of the freebies. You know, if I send out someone buys a scarf from us, and we're able to include a business card from a couple of other artisans that we know that that do great products, and they do the same thing in return.
Yeah, I think it's a great way too to sort of hook in new customers, because, if they're going to buy something from you, obviously they like your style and your taste. And if you are recommending other shops to them, they're probably going to be more likely to check it out because they think, hey, I like her stuff. Maybe I'm going to like this other shop too. So it's all good. Let's see, what else? Craft show promotion. So I know a lot of you probably are out there doing the holiday craft circuit, which is a lot of fun. And this is just, kind of a reminder to let people know about your online presence and tell them about, coming to check you out online for your Black Friday sales, their holiday promotions. So, just throwing in a business card or throwing in a special note that tells them about your upcoming sale online is a great way to do that.
It's also easy at craft fairs. You get so much going on. It's so busy. It's easy to forget to just capture those customers. So if you have a mailing list that they can sign up on, give your email address so that you can continue to stay in contact with them and let them know about the sales you're running on your online presence. The next tip, and this can maybe feel a little bit daunting, especially if you think you're just a small Etsy shop, but there are a lot of blogs out there and and a lot that focus on design or handmade, and they will cover products, and sometimes they'll mention them in their own blogs. And so it's a great way to get your product out there is to pitch your products to bloggers. There are some really great resources out there on how to do this, because it can feel a little bit of how do I even start? And so we have those resources, and we'll be adding them to our blog with other descriptions of all of these best practices. We'll add them to our blog along with the recorded webinar at the end of the webinar. So check back, and we'll point you in the direction of those resources for pitching to bloggers.
Okay, social media. So, we could spend a whole week talking about social media and how you could use it. I think the one takeaway from this webinar that I want to emphasize to you guys is, if it's not your thing, if social media is not your thing, don't let it overwhelm you. I would say, pick one platform that you're comfortable with and just focus on that. So maybe it's just Facebook, or maybe it's just Instagram. Instagram is a great visual format. So if you want to take pictures of your process of you making things, or, maybe where you live, try anything to sort of connect you to the public is, the point of the social media, and to promote your shop, your sales, of course. But I would say just stick to one for now, and just try to be consistent in posting regularly to that social media platform, whichever one it is you choose.
This goes back to our earlier thing about daily deals. That's good content you can post daily. Then I'm running a new sale today. I'm going to be doing another sale tomorrow, so check back. Another thing about social media is it also personalizes the experience for the buyer. I mean, it reminds them that there's a person behind this handmade object that they're purchasing. So it's a great way to get you out there alongside your products. And speaking of social media, and we bring this up because it's one of our favorite sketches on Jimmy Fallon, but there are some official Etsy hashtags for this holiday season. So Etsy Gifts, hashtag Etsy Gifts is the official Etsy promo hashtag for this fall. But we also know that every year there are some grassroots promotions that happen with Black Friday, hashtag Black Friday, hashtag Cyber Monday. So you want to make sure that you're including those in your promotion on social media so that you're being found by as many people as possible.
Let's see. Okay, and tagging for the holidays. So Jason kind of touched on, doing, seasonal tags, changing out your tags now and again. And I think for the holidays, it's a really good idea to think about like who the recipient would be of some of your items if they were given as gifts. So like, like teacher gifts, I'm going to be buying, like 5 different teacher gifts. I don't know, what they like. So I might just search on Etsy teacher gifts, and then, so you think that like your pair of earrings would make a great teacher gift. You want to think about maybe tagging that as teacher gifts so it comes up as a suggestion on Etsy search results. Grandparents, teens, tween girl, toddlers, coworkers. Those are all like things to think about as ways to tag your items. So you want to kind of like think as a buyer, what is it that you would search for? And then keep that in mind when you're tagging your items for the holidays.
This is especially helpful for going back to the sales event manager. If you're choosing to do a sale prefix in your description or no sale prefix at all, it'd be important to add a tag to your listings of sale because, again, searches on Etsy are going to key in on tags and titles. And so if you're not putting sale in your title, then you want to make sure that you're including that in your tags. Our final suggestion is to organize your shop in a way that you can think, again, kind of what Mitsu was saying, think like a customer. During the holiday sale season, it's a good time to sort of think about maybe changing up things a little bit so that people can find things a little bit easier. And the easiest one is to think like a shopper, basically. How do you shop, and what makes it as easy as possible for you to find gifts? And so here's an example of 3 different choices we made in terms of how we could organize Mitsu's Etsy shop. The first one on the left is the normal section. So she's got her scarves and neck warmers and arm warmers and such. But the middle one is going back to what Mitsu was talking about thinking like who you're purchasing for. So we changed it to organize your shop for gifts for her, gifts for him, gifts for teachers. The third one on the right is organizing the shop by dollar amount, by price. So gifts under $10. Maybe the people are coming in, they only want to look for gifts that are under $10, or they want to look for gifts a little bit more expensive because that person they want to impress. So maybe they want gifts under $50. So it just gives you a different way to organize the shop for the holidays when people are looking specifically for gifts. And then you can put it back for after New Year's when people are coming back and buying for themselves. That's our holiday tips and also our demos. Now we wanted to make sure we left a little bit of time to get to some of your questions that you've been posing. And thank you again for putting questions in throughout the webinar today through the chat, and for some of them that you submitted in advance. So we're going to get right to some of those questions. So the first question we have today is, how do customers access their personal shop EOS page? So I mentioned that a little bit about how you get that. And I'm going to go back to my screen now and get back into Etsy on sale. And we'll talk a little bit about how you get that. So again, remember, the personalized Etsy on sale page is the very clear option for promoting your sale to your customers. And it's one easy way to remember it is it's exactly like your Etsy shop URL, but just with Etsy on sale instead of Etsy. But it's always going to appear in the your shop dashboard. And I'm currently waiting for my screen to be shared again. So I'm going to try this one more time. Anything you want to add, Mitsu, while I?
Just kind of going back to something real quick. When we were talking about freebies on the holiday best practices, freebies could also be a good way for you to push some of your older stock. If you've got, small stock of old earrings or something that you want to sort of push out the door, that might be a good option for you as well.
Yeah, so back here to the personalized Etsy shop page, when I click into shop sales events here on my Etsy dashboard, it's always going to be right here at the bottom of the dashboard. So I can go right here. I can click on it to access it. Right now we have a sale running on Brown Sparrow's Nest, so there's no items listed. But that's an easy way to find it. And again, it's just like your Etsy URL, but with Etsy on sale instead of just Etsy.com.
Okay, so our next question is, does extending the sale cost you 4 credits in addition to the original 4 credits when you first set up the sale?
Yes, it does. So you want to make sure that when you're setting up your sale initially that you are setting it up for exactly the way you want it. Sales can be set up for 4 weeks initially, and if you want to extend the sale, if you're having good success with that sale, you want to extend it further, then you can extend it to up to another 4 weeks at a time, and it's 4 credits for each extension. This is, there's some practical reasons why you might want to do this. We have a lot of users who do, for instance, a permanent clearance section, perhaps. So they set up a clearance section in their shop, and they run a sale on it, and they just keep extending that for a month at a time. And they keep dropping, as products get older, they keep dropping those in. AutoAdd picks them up, and then they have a permanent clearance section going at all times. That's one reason why you might want to do that.
That's especially popular with vintage shops.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, our next question is, how many listings can I exclude from my sale?
So excluding and including listings, we talked about that a little bit, and there are more options here when setting up a sale. In case you forget this, one thing to know is that it will always remind you over here in the helpful tooltip over here. But including and excluding listings, you can do up to 25 items. So if I want to do a sale of just only specific items, I can do up to 25. I can also exclude up to 25 at a time when setting up a sale.
All right. Next question is there an easy way on Etsy to get the emails of all your customers to send a blast to?
That's a great question, and it's one we get all the time. It would be great to be able, I think one thing that is hard to do on Etsy sometimes is to stay in contact with your customers. And so we get that question all the time, and we've thought about it ourselves, and it's an exciting thought. And so one thing we're going to do is put some thought behind that, and are hoping to build this tool out. Some thought behind that. It's a great suggestion, and this is a good reminder that Etsy on Sale is we develop our tools based on user demand and user suggestions. So at any time, if you have suggestions like that, we love to hear them. Send them to us at support@etsy-on-sale.com, and we will keep them as part of our conversation for future tools.
Yeah, and for those of you who are listening right now, and if you are interested in that, just type yes in the chat window at the bottom, because I'm curious to know what you guys think. So, okay, next question. Does the sale prefix in the title affect the title for SEO for Etsy and Google?
Yeah, so this is a question we get a lot too, and that is specifically talking here about the sale prefix. So if I want to put in here, on sale. The question is, and there's a lot of information out there and probably some misinformation out there about what effect that has on my search engine optimization for search results, because it's going to change a little bit of your URL here. It's going to become on sale slouchy hat, for instance, right here. There's a lot of mystery behind that, and that's in some ways purposeful, because search engines don't want you to know what their algorithm is in terms of how they do search results, because if you did, you could game the system. So we get some questions about that. But that's also one of the reasons why we also make it an option that you can do title or description, or you can leave the sale prefix blank. In our own testing, we found that a short-term change to a title for a short-term change to a title for a few weeks at a time has not shown much impact on search engine optimization. That's one of the reasons why we limit a sales event to 4 weeks. I think it will really start to become a question if you were going to leave sale in the title for an extended period of time, several months at a time. But again, if that's something you're worried about, that's why we have the various options here in terms of where you can put the sale prefix in the title or the description.
But where it does help, actually, though, is when people are searching on the Etsy site.
Right. So we talked about, how tags and titles are the most important parts of being returned in Etsy search results. So, my view on it is if you're going to run a sale and there are people coming to Etsy to shop, they're already on Etsy and they're already looking to purchase. And so if they're going to look for things that are on sale, you want to be sure you're found in those search results. So it might make sense to add on sale to your title for a couple of weeks, the length of your sale, because it's going to impact and make you found more relevant in those Etsy search results.
But it's a balance.
Yeah, it's always a balancing act, and you're going to know best about what you feel about that for your items. So unfortunately, we are out of time. We've hit our hour. We did not get to all of your questions. We know that. And so we will continue to answer some of the questions that you are posing in our blog post. Again, we're going to post the recording of this webinar, so if you want to come back through and take it at your own time. And we'll also get to the resources we talked about for holiday best practices and answer some additional questions on our blog. That'll be up in the next day or so. But we want to...
Yeah, I just want to say, on behalf of all of us, all three of us, thank you for using Etsy on Sale, and we love hearing from you guys. It's so great to see a whole community of Etsy sellers that we're able to help, and we love getting feedback from you guys. We love, helping out and seeing what else we can do, and we want to wish you guys a great holiday season.
Yeah.
Best of luck on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And of course, we're always here. Support at etsyonsale.com. Anything else?
I think that's it. So
Yeah.
Thank you, and have a great rest of your afternoon.